Hey guys, we're here with a very different kind of video today because I'm going to be talking about something I generally don't cover on the channel almost ever, which is to say drama. I don't usually talk about this kind of stuff. We usually just play the games and talk about them. But there has been something going around that I was so aggravated with that I felt that I needed to speak on it. Not that my 2 to 10 views you're gonna want are gonna get on this video are gonna make much of a difference, but with this being such an aggravating issue, I don't really care. We're going to cover this. This is the Schedule 1 lawsuit. So, there has been an interesting amount of information coming out about this. Basically, long story short, Schedule 1, the very popular indie game that came out relatively recently and has been taking YouTube and Twitch and etc. by storm, is being looked into by Movie Games, the publisher of a different game, Drug Dealer Simulator 1 and 2. You may have heard of them, or maybe not because they're not as popular as Schedule 1, which comes to the point of the issue. Um, Schedule 1 is not the same as those other games. It is the same premise, it is not the same. So, you may be wondering, what the hell are they talking about then? Pretty much all this is an investigation, as they've said. It started out being reported as a lawsuit. Now, there is technically no lawsuit, but I'm going to read to you the response that the movie games staff put out, and I want you guys to listen to this and tell me what you think. Dear gamers, there is no lawsuit. It is not our intention to prevent TVGS, Developer Schedule 1, from selling or developing their game. There is an investigation into the nature of similarities between games since a preliminary legal analysis indicated there might have been infringement. The analysis and investigation were necessary in light of repeating opinions. The games are very similar. By not investigating it, movie games, being a publicly traded company, could face severe consequences for negligence. Yeah, okay. The above was communicated only via ESPI, a stock market communication system, where we are obligated to publish such information for full transparency. Not publishing it would also be a case of negligence. From there, it was picked up by the media and, in some cases, wrongly reported as a lawsuit. This is true. It is not a lawsuit, but I'll get to why that doesn't matter in a second. The above is handled only by movie games, not the publisher, not Byte Runners, the developer. So yes, if you're going to have a problem pointed at movie games, the developers of the actual game aren't the ones behind this. Now people are saying, "Well, get a new publisher." It's already too late for that, guys. They're kind of already stuck with these people. So try to realize that it is the, as per usual in these scenarios, the overhead suits, as you will, causing this issue. And unfortunately, Byte Runners is wrapped into it by, being in a bad faith relationship with movie games. No ill will towards TVGS, still a Schedule 1 developer. We even mailed them best wishes shortly before the release. This sounds like saving face, but when the game is already huge, before the investigation we deemed necessary. However, we are obligated to perform this investigation. They say that a bunch of times that they're obligated. Let me tell you exactly what this reads as, and this is just alleged because there is no factual evidence that this is their intentions. I can't read intentions through a piece of Steam published uh, text. I think what this is while it is not a lawsuit, this definitely feels like fishing for a lawsuit. It looks to me, of course, again, alleged. I don't know. This is not factual. I don't know movie games, but it seems to me as if they are like, hmm, maybe we could find a lawsuit. Let's investigate. And yes, there isn't one yet, but with the way this is going, there obviously could be one. Um, I would assume at this point there probably won't be, considering it's gotten so much backlash. Then again, that might even be more reason why they would want one because they're just trying at this point to recoup some lost uh, potential customers. But let me point it to you why I think this is also really stupid. You could have um, either just made a better game, maybe Drug Dealer Simulator could have been better, and people would have wanted to play it more, or you could have just gotten some free positive publicity by just giving Schedule One some props, saying that you really think it's a great game and you're happy that I don't know your little niche is growing. And then maybe Drug Dealer Simulator 3 could have got some big bumps because people are looking for maybe Schedule One's kind of been out for a long time. People are looking for a new version of that feeling. Instead, you decided to go full burn the house down. And of course, the media does run with things nowadays. You cannot get away with being. Sadly, we're at a time in gaming where you can get away with stuff that is absolutely heinous, more so than you were able to before, but you also can't hide it at all. So it's like it depends what the public decides to latch onto. And in this case, they have ripped the hell out of Drug Dealer Simulator 1 and 2 and movie games, and unfortunately also Bite Runners, 'cause it seems like they are innocent in this. You can't get away with that stuff anymore. Customers are going to speak, people are going to speak, and even if they don't have all the information, they are going to tear you apart. Look at this picture here of what is going on with the development team's game, Drug Dealer Simulator 1 and 2. They are being review bombed into the ground, which is terrible. Because that just anytime somebody clicks in your game, if they don't know about this lawsuit, they're gonna be like, "Oh my god, this game must be awful. You've done this to yourself, though." So it's just it's a terrible idea. The only problem that I really have with this, and I don't think Schedule One's getting taken down. Don't worry about that. That's probably not happening. I was talking about Schedule One with some people a few days ago because of all the Nintendo stuff, which I'm also going to talk about this week. I'm getting getting more ideas to talk about stuff like this. Games like Schedule One are important because while the gaming industry continues to stagnate in AAA, the indie games community continues to release good product after good product. And games like Schedule One are the perfect example of this. You have a game that's $20. I got it for, I don't know, 17 on sale. You can get 100 hours out of it. Play with your friends. It's got everything you can want. Sure, maybe the production value isn't as good as a AAA game, but it's overall a very fun experience. These are the types of games we need to come out right now to reignite people's love for games and to give us some hope in what the future of gaming currently looks like. With that being said, it is not good when games like this are getting attacked, sued, etc., because we don't have that many of these coming out every year. So, I think that's another thing why people got so angry. The Schedule One is like an anomaly, so to speak, to mainstream current gaming, where you get a really good game that everybody likes. Also, it's not really an anomaly. There are tons of awesome games coming out all year round, which we're actually going to start really leaning into covering these. So stay tuned for that. We're going to be talking about a lot of these indie games that come out, supporting these small-ish, not so small anymore, small developers, and giving them the credit they deserve. I just wanted to talk about this because, again, I'm getting really just sick of seeing stuff like this. Gaming is already in such a weird spot and completely different than it used to be. We don't need any more negativity. So, and stuff like movie games wants to come out and make it worse on the small amount of games we get that are really damn good. Uh, yeah, I'm not gonna be cool with that shit. So go support Schedule One. Go play it. It's pretty cool. Go leave some positive reviews and positive comments. I'm sure there's already thousands of them already. But you could be part of the solution and not part of the problem, and be a little bit of positivity on the gaming sphere, which we all know we need. Thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for more stuff coming out in the next couple days. And if you haven't heard of me, my name is Abixis. I cover games, anime, tons of different stuff. Subscribe if you want, like if you like, dislike if you don't. And yeah, have a good day.